Welcome back, everyone. All right, I want to be very careful with this story because on one side, I'm totally outraged. On another side, I'm probably seeing an immigrant that we're probably glad we have in America. I'm just not sure the job he needs is to be a police officer when you're not an American citizen. That you're literally going to be enforcing American laws, taking an oath to the Constitution, but you're not an American citizen. I'm not sure you should be serving as a police officer and holding Americans accountable. Though I'm sure he's well-intentioned. This is the story of Gagandeep Bolshevik, a Hanover Park police officer who was arrested when ICE found out that he was overstayed his visa. Now, he had a work authorization, but he overstayed his visa. He's bonded out, and the Hanover Police Department took him back on the job as he awaits trial on this. Roll cut 3, a little trip down memory lane. Ben Bergquam is the one who broke this story for us.
Apparently this gentleman here is a police officer at Hanover Police Department, just outside of Chicago, is here illegally, overstayed his visa. How he got a job as a police officer. Crazy.
Crazy is an understatement. And again, there's a lot of issues with this story because the federal government gave him a work authorization. And that the police department says we can hire him. Roll the next clip.
They still cannot ignore the fact that he was overstaying. That's a federal statute. So whether or not they came up or they missed it or whatever it is, I'm not blaming them, but it was missed, right? So we need to do something.
And we've confirmed that, so he's visa overstay.
Correct.
Wow.
Overstays the visa. Federal government gives you a work authorization. And then you go put your life on the line for all of us. But what happens if he wasn't well-intentioned? What happens if he was an infiltrator? I don't think there's any evidence that he was, but what if? I want to bring in now RAV correspondent Ben Bergquam, who broke this story. Ben, a lot of questions on this. Your thoughts? He's back on the job.
Yeah, a lot of questions. Still, actually, even more questions than answers. I had your same sentiment when this first happened. No police department should hire anyone that's not a U.S. citizen. If you have not sworn an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of this nation, you should have no right to be able to hold a weapon and uphold my constitutional rights. You cannot uphold my constitutional rights if you have not sworn an oath to uphold your own constitutional rights and the rights of this country. And so in general, I agree with you. We're working on some background information on him that may make me feel a little less sympathetic towards him, but I don't want to talk about it until we actually get the information back. But yes, to me, it's the Hanover Police Department. It's Illinois as a whole. It's this flouting federal law, and it does go back to USCIS. This is the big question. How did he get work authorization if he has it? And I still have not seen the document. I saw the little card that he had. Just because you have a card doesn't mean that authorization still applies. If you overstay your visa, if you're out of compliance with your immigration status, that no longer applies. And so the question becomes then, if he did overstay his visa, which we know he did, how did USCIS reissue authorization, a work authorization? And that I still don't have an answer for. It goes back to the whole bureaucracy, the deep state, all of these things, incompetent government. I don't know what the answer is, but the bottom line is, you're right. You look at somebody from Minneapolis. Let's say somebody comes in from Somalia or from Russia or from anywhere else in the world, and they're coming in with bad intentions from China, bad intentions for America. They put on a happy face. They do all the right things, and they get hired. It's just a bad idea for this nation.
I agree with you. Let me do a little flashback. This is when you actually talked to him as he was in handcuffs in the back of that cruiser. Roll Ben's video from then.
So how long have you been a police officer?
Since January 8th.
January of this year?
Correct. I just finished the academy.
You just finished the academy, okay. All right.
You had to get that.
Just to confirm though too, so they hired you on, you had work authorization?
Correct.
And you were able to carry a firearm?
No.
Okay.
On duty, yes. Off duty, no.
So on duty, you could carry a firearm.
State of Illinois, you need a FOID and a CCW to carry a weapon off duty.
But on duty, you could?
Correct.
Wow.
So, that to me too is utterly amazing,
insane.
Ben.
It's insane.
It is. And here's the question for you. So Hanover Park Police Department. You've got all these questions surrounding him. There's federal charges that could be. I mean, the guy he could be deported. They hire him back on. Like, does he not even get administrative leave or leave without pay? They hire him back on.
I know. Yeah, that's the whole thing. This appears to be, Hanover is basically a suburb of Chicago. This appears to be Governor Pritzker, Mayor Johnson pushing, Hanover is basically, again, an offshoot of that same ideology, a liberal leftist community, saying, screw you, federal government, screw you, President Trump. We're just going to do what we want to do. And you don't like this guy working for us? You don't like this illegal alien working for us? Oh, here we'll give him back pay. Think about that. If you're an American citizen and you're under investigation, a federal investigation where you had to be bonded out, there is no way you're going back to work until those charges are either dismissed or figured out. There is absolutely no way. You will be on leave without pay almost in every situation. So to have them do this, again, it just shows this elevated status in liberal communities for illegal aliens. They actually are more of a protected class than American citizens. And it's just, again, the bigger question I have, Grant, is how many other illegal aliens are officers across our country and how many of them have bad intentions? That's the real question.
Is there any operation in play to check that? I mean, can DHS check that? Is there a national law enforcement database? How do we make sure of that, Ben?
That's a great question. I don't have an answer for it, but I'm going to be back with those guys very soon, and I will find out.
All right. Well, that's why we love you. Ben Bergquam, great work as always. You were the first one to break this story, and here you are back with us. We appreciate you, my man. Thank you.
Thank you, Grant.
All right, absolutely. It does boggle the mind. Think about it. An American citizen gets arrested by the feds, bonded out, you going right back to work? I mean, and then as a police officer of all things. All right, listen up. President Trump continues to deliver on his promises, this time rolling back Obama-era emission standards for cars. You want to think you see the left go into the stratosphere? This one will do it.